But he is, I think they're only paying him 20 lakhs or something. That's the same amount they're paying to Sachin Tendulkar's son, who only got through on merit. And we'll not be talking any more about Sachin Tendulkar's son or Suresh Raina in this podcast for a change. All right, we're finally back. This is Gav and this is Bik. Bik was really traveling all over India and he's pretty much responsible for what has happened today. India became number one with 100,000 COVID cases. So let's blame it on him. But he's not the only person who's getting blamed, because passing on the blame, that's who we are, Indian people. Okay. Now, after being deeply hurt, after losing 3.1 million tosses in a row, Virat Kohli, in an Instagram post where again he has like 3.1 million or more followers, blamed his debacles on toss fixing, a term that he's just coined. And all this toss fixing apparently is happening by, he says, legendary match fixers of Pakistani descent. Salman Butt. Sorry, that was just a COVID cough. But don't worry, it's not transferable on 4G. It's only transferable on 5G. Unless you're in the United States, then you're in trouble. Okay. Now, well, after all this toss, yeah, I know, China. After all Kohli's toss fixing claims were tossed out of the nearest window by the lower court of cricket, which is ICC, and the Supreme Court of Cricket, which is BCCI, Virat Kohli's come up with even better plan. Now he has actually outsourced. He said, we can outsource anything. Everybody outsources everything to India. It's like, I'm going to outsource the toss duties to poker face, expressionless person who is Washington Sundar. And if Washington Sundar is not available because of whatever reason, then it will be self-proclaimed ex-national level chess champion Yuzvendra Chahal. Well, he might have to go back to chess if he keep bowling the way he's bowling. But we can assure that if Sundar or Chahal is going to be doing the toss, it really can't get any worse, right? Because it is already bad. Like I was like already thinking like he's going to win like 1 out of 5 tosses, but then it happened that he simply refused to win any tosses whatsoever. All right, let's start with Purani and not so Karari news that Vivo is back as a title sponsor for IPL, which has been in news for a while. They took a break last year because in 2020, the anti-China sentiment in India was raging even stronger than COVID-19 in Donald Trump's United States. But I'm going to quote Lewis Hamilton here, as he said the same thing. He said, cash is king, bitches. He didn't say bitches, I added bitches. But yeah, cash is king. So I'm going to start asking a few questions to Bikram. We're going to be doing a session which was last minute ins and outs. So a lot of people have come in, a lot of people have dropped out for a lot of personal reasons. First one is a lot of Joshes are there, Josh and Jofra. Now first Josh Hazelwood, he just says personal reasons, but my idea is that he never gets to play anyway. He's like, listen, I'm not getting paid so much money and I'm not going to get to play, so I might as well just stay in wherever, New South Wales or wherever he's from, and Sydney for normal people. So nobody said New South Wales, people just Sydney. So what do you think? Is any other reason? Same for Josh Phillip also. You can take both of them together. Because he also said personal reasons, but I think he doesn't get paid and nobody plays him. He's from RCB and CSK doesn't play Josh Hazelwood, God knows why. And those are reasons he's given. But do you think any other reason that's reasonable reasons, personal reasons, whatever that means?
Yeah, maybe COVID because it's raging here and they are not integral part of the team, as you said, at least. So why take the risk, I guess? So yeah, I think that's one of the biggest
reasons. I'm not sure so much about COVID. It's just that they don't get paid much. So they're not going to play and they have other tournaments coming up. So they're just going to sit in bubble and they just think it's just not worth it.
Yeah, correct.
And I'm pretty sure there's some plan in place that they get paid some money or something. I don't know, whatever it is. And Hazelwood just thinking that he's not going to end up playing. So he just kind of be because these people Hazelwood called off fairly early. Yeah. I'm not sure how early, but it's been few days. And because these guys are in bubble, so I'm not sure how much.
Oh, I think there's a better theory for Hazelwood. He just got tired of bowling to Pujara. So I thought, he has to
Pujara, no, not again, not again, Pujara, not again. Jofra Archer is definitely tired, but then he said no, he has to do some surgery. But it was he was playing with that injury, and now he's okay, right now is the right time to do the surgery because I'll probably get paid the full amount as well.
Yeah, because it's injury,
from IPL or something happened. Shreyas Iyer is injured. I'm going to come back to this later. But one interesting thing I found out is that Rinku Singh has been replaced by Gurkirat Singh from KKR to now KKR.
Yeah.
Sorry, from RCB to KKR, Gurkirat Singh, and Rinku Singh is unwell or something, injured. And but then, according to me, it's like replacing a player you will never play anyway. with a player that you again never going to play anyway. So I don't know, like unless they're imagining that everybody's going to get injured, then Gurpreet Singh is going to get to play. But of all the things, Gurpreet Singh must be very happy. He's like, listen, I thought this was the end of me, like Tushar Deshpande, but no, I'm better than Tushar Deshpande. And RCB maybe kicked me out, but then KKR has taken me. But I think they're only paying him 20 lakhs or something. That's the same amount they're paying to Sachin Tendulkar's son, who only got through on merit. And we'll not be talking any more about Sachin Tendulkar's son or Suresh Raina in this podcast for a change. And so Mitch Marsh also opt-outs.
Yeah,
he says like, I have personal reasons, blah blah. Jason Roy says, okay, listen buddy, I'm coming in. They're gonna pay me at least 2 crores, whichever. That's not even too much money in pounds. But then he's like, okay, it's gonna be a few days, and he's not doing anything, so might as well come in. But I think people don't realize it's not just getting that money, but once Jason Roy plays here, then his money will only go up in the next session. Also, when he goes back to England, he can take a lot of advertisements. Or why only in England? In India, he'll be doing advertisements. He'll be like big guy, so he can make a lot of money because this. Next thing is like he's sitting right next to Chetan Bhagat and doing the dance competitions.
Or he can do a movie with Harman Baweja, like Betley.
Harman Baweja as well. He's flopped, but he still has a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
They can work out.
Betley worked with him in a movie, if you don't know.
Betley did? Okay. Betley, I don't know, he's Aussie or he's Indian anymore. It's just very confusing.
An Indian.
So,
that's his movie name.
So 3 players have been officially out now for temporarily because of COVID. None of them actually have any problems, but because they have been COVID positives, so they have to be out. Padikkal is going to come back. Nitish Rana is out.
Nitish Rana, I think,
Akshar Patel
has tested negative again, so I think he's okay.
He's going to come back, right? So Devdutt also, he's been positive for a while now. I think already been a few days, so he's going to come back.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to be a big problem. Akshar Patel, positive, negative. All these tests are so stupid. And then Akshar Patel is going to come back as well very soon. But I was just thinking about Devdutt Padikkal going away when I was just checking RCB's card, and because they dropped this guy who eventually finally was played every team, which is Australian captain Aaron Finch.
Yeah.
They really don't have any other opener because Kohli has said that he will open.
Yeah.
And if Padikkal doesn't play, who are they going to open with? Washington Sundar?
I think they have
Sachin Baby?
They have a couple of new players who might open with him. There is Mohammad Azharuddin.
Who are these people? who is Phil? Mohammad Azharuddin is a batsman.
Yeah, he's a keeper batsman.
I have no idea who this person is.
He's
keeper
a
batsman.
keeper
Okay.
batsman.
But you can't just put them to open.
I mean,
there has to be somebody who's
just
known.
have to do it for a couple of matches, probably. Mostly, I guess.
Okay. I think Chahal will do it. Chahal will do it.
Or they can open with Maxwell.
So, maybe he can probably have him. He's been saying the best batsman should get the maximum delivery. So he'll be like, maybe it's going to be AB de Villiers only getting all the deliveries. He and de Villiers will open and say, okay, we'll keep playing. We'll just play out the first 10 overs and then we just keep playing. So Akshar Patel is going to come back. So you think it's not going to be a big deal? These people probably miss a couple of matches and they're going to be in.
No.
And all right. So
because I mean,
it doesn't look too bad.
Remember last time also few players got tested positive in the last IPL, and it was like, oh, what will happen? The whole Chennai team will get COVID, but they handled it pretty well. And BCCI has been organizing so many tournaments, right? Domestic as well. So I think they can handle it. I don't think there will be an issue.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be an issue now. When it happened that time, it was at least people were still not absolutely sure what to do. But we do understand that right now because the way the tests are done, anybody can just test positive.
Yeah.
It's not real sickness. It's just the fact that if you're positive, then you just have to be left out for a certain time.
Yeah.
So there's no choice because that's the protocol that they have to follow. Because I always say the same thing. If doctor has to tell me that I am sick and I don't feel sick, then I'm really not sick. It's always the other way. You feel sick, then you're like, okay, I think I need to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
That's how it always happens, right? You don't go to the doctor, oh, you're sick. He's like, Emma? I have no idea. I was like, no, you are sick. I was like, what the hell just happened? So it's always you feel unwell, then you say, I think we need to call the doctor. Not the doctor comes and tells you, you're running around everywhere. He's like, oh, you're sick. He's like, I'm not sick. But yeah, because this is just a weird thing and there's nobody will, logic. With COVID-19, there's no logic. And it's just complicated. It's very, very complicated. All right. More complicated than Charlie Sheen. I'm gonna make a couple of predictions. That's just basically on gut feel, but we want to do another proper podcast when we do a
Yeah.
little bit of research. At least we'll tell people that we have done the research podcast, and then just the way we did last year, which was almost spot on, except the final winners and everything, because we were so madly in love with
Truly
RCB that
madly.
we completely, truly madly, that we just completely underestimated the fat brigade of Mumbai. And yeah, it was just those Mumbai Indians were just, and after particularly when they lost the first match, and it was like you lost a little bit faith in them, but they were like, okay, no, they're gonna be okay, because you did pick Chennai after that. I was like, no, that was just an anomaly.
Yeah.
Chennai is gonna be bad, and they're gonna be continue to be bad. So what the first proper question, because I've realized I've not let you talk at all, and I'm not sure there were so many questions per se. There will be a lot of questions once the IPL starts.
Yeah.
But what do you think about Rishabh Pant taking over captaincy from Shreyas Iyer after this whole shoulder injury has ruled him out for the entire IPL 2020? My prediction is that, just without actually, making change, but you must have already thought about your whatever you're going to say. So I'm going to say I will draw parallels with Quinton de Kock. What happened with Quinton de Kock? Because he was also made captain, and Quinton de Kock is also kind of like, I'm not say similar, but then you can see the similarity. Wicket keeper, swashbuckling, left-handed, and then made a captain, and then and everything fell apart. And eventually, as you realize that Quinton has recently given up all the captaincies, he's like, okay, this is not working out, and they're given to Bavuma, who has average of 25. I don't know what is Bavuma on some quota because he's black.
Obviously.
I don't understand
He
this
is.
thing. I just said it. This is just bullshit. That guy is a captain.
Because
now.
in South
he
Africa,
averaging
there's
25.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ, man! Why Bavuma plays? I don't understand this thing.
There is
And
quota
I was
system,
captain.
right?
I'm like, come on, man.
That's why a lot of South African
It's
players.
crazy.
That's why a lot of South African players go to other countries. The white South African players, because they have some kind of
Andre Nel.
yeah, because they have some quota system where very hard for the white players to get in. So anyway, let's not go there.
Anyway, that's another thing. Yeah, but what do you think about this Rishabh Pant situation?
Yeah, I don't think it's a good move. I mean, we have already talked about him during the test matches, that when he starts thinking, that's where he gets in trouble. So I think once he becomes a captain, he has to do a lot of thinking, and also be more responsible, as they say. I mean, they say that you should make the naughtiest kid in the classroom be the monitor, but it's not it's not so simple.
It's not really classroom.
Yeah,
Right?
so yeah, I think they had so many other players who could have taken the captaincy. There's Ashwin. I mean, there's always also Smith.
Nobody likes him.
Yeah, there's also Smith, but I mean, Smith is again we don't know whether he's a long-term player for Delhi, or they have just bought him for a year. So, but I definitely feel that they should have gone with Ashwin or someone else, because I just think it will be too big a responsibility for him, plus especially because these games become quite tense, right? So yeah, that's my thinking.
Yeah, just I think I liked what you said, because the trouble will be now he is just a free flowing person.
Yeah.
He let him do his thing right now. Also, it was not like that, it was primed for, he was talking about it, he wanted to do it. It is happening because Shreyas Iyer is injured. First of all, I don't even give a shit about Shreyas Iyer, as you know very well. Bad captain, whatever, good player, bad captain. Ashwin should not be captain. He's just very he's already he thinks he's the biggest shit. Okay, he becomes captain. He's gonna ruin Delhi. Okay, not good. Rishabh Pant should not be the captain right now, because this is not how you make somebody the captain. Because this just feels like, okay, he's playing well, let him make the captain. No.
Yeah.
As you said clearly, that he will start having responsibility, which is not a bad thing. He can handle responsibility. The trouble is, right now, he was not mentally ready for it. And if he loses a couple of matches, see, if he wins, if they start winning and all, it'll be fine. Just like last time, right? When they had already won a lot of matches, and after that, they completely capitulated. And then fucking RCB lost to them in the last match, and then let them qualify for the final.
Correct.
And then they got thrashed in the final.
Correct.
Right? So, luck favored them, but they started very well. It's just when push comes to shove, it's not going to be good. And if these people start badly, God forbid. For me, Steven Smith would have been the pick, but right now, everything is super complicated. Because as I said, nobody likes Ashwin. Ashwin is already flying super high. Not a good idea. Shreyas is already a bad captain. Rishabh Pant, not going to be a good captain. Steven Smith is the best choice right now. But as you said, right now, too much complication, and they will not make Steven Smith captain also. So they've just gone with the most like softest choice, which I don't think Ricky Ponting should have done. Ricky Ponting would not have done. This was Australia. Now this is the reason I'm making the next guess. As I said, I will reassess this thing, but this is the reason I'm saying the Delhi will actually, who are really top favorite because of their last time what they did, they're going to drop out of top 4. That's my prediction. I said it. This is the reason they'll happen.
Okay. Okay.
You can think differently.
Yeah.
I think. And who do you think? What do you think?
I think.
Do you think anybody's going to drop out of top 4 who were actually in top 4 last time, which we all predicted correctly?
Yeah. No, actually, I think that will be the top 4 again, because again, this year's format is almost similar to last year format. Not much traveling. All the teams are not playing. No teams are playing at their home location or home ground. So I just feel that this will be again advantage to the teams who were there in the top 4. I mean SRH, Mumbai, any day they'll be in top 4. Now it comes to RCB and Delhi. RCB, I think they are a bit settled now after last. I mean, it was not even 1 year back, just 6 months back. The last IPL which completed. So I think I would bet that both Mumbai and SRH will be in the top 10, and again by gut feeling I think both RCB and Delhi will again be in top 4. There will be turmoils, there will be phases where I think Delhi will struggle, both RCB and Delhi will struggle, but the other teams are really, I don't see them very settled to really break into that top 4. So I mean KKR is a strong possibility, but let's see how it happens. I mean, but I just feel that it will be the same top 4 like the last year.
Alright, I'll reassess this thing, but my idea is that KKR will get in and DC will get out for the same reason as I said before. For DC, I've already given the reason. For KKR, because now KKR has been taken over by somebody who's genius, Owen Morgan, and it took him a little bit time, yes, last time, but now he's been in talks. Apparently, Shane Warne has moved to KKR.
Oh, I didn't know.
Something has happened like this.
Okay.
But at least Owen Morgan was talking about KKR. I don't know what was going on. I have to double check that because he said this something on the podcast I was listening to.
Okay.
And I'm picking, again, I'll reassess all these things, but I'm picking before the main podcast we do for prediction, before it starts. The IPL winner I'm picking is SRH.
Okay.
This time. And that's my pick for the IPL winner. And because Mumbai's not going to make it 3 in a row, are they?
Yeah, there's a strong possibility.
Or can they? They're too fat.
No, see, the thing is,
now they will.
The thing is, when we were talking about Mumbai in the beginning, when you said the fat brigade, then I just a thought came into my mind. Last time also they didn't have to travel much. This time also they don't have to travel much. Each team will only travel 3 times throughout the whole tournament. And that's a big advantage for people who are really fat. They don't have to move much, right?
Correct.
So they conserve a lot of energy.
Correct.
It is a like a advantage for them. And I mean, jokes aside, but I think there is a strong possibility that they can do a 3-0. And as you said, SRH I think is the strongest team to stop them, and now they have everyone back, and by everyone I mean just Jason Roy, and also Bhuvi is back. He bowled really well.
Bhuvi, your favorite.
He bowled really well, so I just feel that they have the team right now. So I will also pick SRH, but Mumbai has again a very strong possibility to make it 3-0.
I just had this thought. Apart from the one thing I thought, like if you were gay, then I'm pretty sure you would be marrying Bhuvneshwar Kumar. And Bhuvneshwar Kumar is definitely gay. His wife doesn't know that. Apart from that controversial, I just thought of something. You remember the documentary that we watched, Michael Jordan, and then they do the three-peat, the last dance. Yeah. And then be like last dance, because these guys are super fat. This is like Rohit Sharma's last dance, and they do the 3-peat, and this eventually will become a documentary that that was our last dance. And Rohit Sharma, instead of like other, like that guy is like going around and doing all the training and everything, Rohit Sharma going around eating momos and
checking all
beef
the
curries
buffet.
And all that stuff, checking all the buffets and then giving interviews. So they're following him. They're always following him in the restaurants and the outside here and there. He's like, how you're doing it? it after eating all this thing. It's like, I will eat you as well and I'll still win the three-peat. That's how good I am. And suck on it, Kohli, because you can't win jack shit. Kohli's like, I'm fired up. He's like, it doesn't matter, you fired up. I win. You fire up, I cook my food on that fire and I eat it. That's what I do. So that will work. So but I'm just really keen on SRH. It'll be nice to have somebody else to win, but then people need a last dance Indian version, Mumbai Indian version maybe. So for this time, I'm picking for the wooden spoon, which I think picked last time as well. Or do you pick Chennai? And I think who did I pick? Punjab last time. But
Punjab.
I think I picked Punjab last time as well. And now that their name has become PBKS, what the hell do you expect after that? They're obviously going to come last. What kind of name is PBKS? They think changing the names will actually change their fortunes. The level of dumbness. You need to change Anil fucking Kumble from your thing. And you need to change Rahul, who doesn't have any confidence. He only realized, the guy has literally no confidence. He only realized that if he can score well, then he will get the confidence. But there is no innate confidence in this guy. Like, that's what a champion is made of. You need to have that innate confidence. Yes, I can understand. I'm not saying that people need to score, then they get confidence. But whatever this guy did, which we saw like in 4 matches, he made like 1 run. Then he made a century, which is probably why we lost the match in the first place. That's a bit harsh, I know.
No, he played
but then he really did not,
Yeah.
really did not score that much, right?
No, he did score
that's-
much. But see, again, the thing is, what you said is absolutely correct. And in Indian team, what happens is he doesn't have the responsibility, right? And they backed him so
Yes.
much. Even after 4 failures, they still picked him for the 5th match, and then he scored a century. So right now, he is not a captain material. He can be your, like an Indian team, he doesn't have responsibility. I know he was made the vice captain, but then Rohit Sharma came back. But
Vice captain is a joke anyway.
so I just feel that captain needs to be more dynamic, like Rohit Sharma.
You have this confidence because Rohit Sharma, if he has made like 7, 9 and 11 in last 3 matches, Rohit Sharma is coming out not thinking that I've made 7, 11 and 9. He's saying, all right, I think now is the time because I've been flopping. So I have to score 100 now. I will end up scoring 100. That's the kind of difference between KL Rahul and Rohit Sharma or any other great captain. Now, final thing is, before we eventually we'll do the good prediction podcast like last time, let's just do a quick pick on the at least first match, which is between Mumbai and RCB. Because traditionally Mumbai starts slow, so it's reasonable to pick RCB also because we love RCB. We can't just unlove RCB suddenly. It will be nice for RCB to win and see Mumbai lose, but whenever Mumbai will lose, they'll be like, oh, we'll come back strong, and then they'll win like 12 out of the last 13 matches and then like number 1. So yeah, so I think from now on for forever, it's only when maybe Rohit Sharma is not there and Mumbai will lose this sheen. But it will be the biggest story will be if Mumbai actually does not qualify for the finals. Like at least for this next 2-3 years till Rohit Sharma and this team is there. Because once you drop out, then anything is possible. Like when Chennai is dropped out after such a long time, now all bets are off. Like nobody cares because now people expect them to drop off. Because once you drop off, and particularly the way Chennai dropped off, like. I mean, eventually, I think they climbed up to 6th or 7th or something. But from the very 5-6 matches onwards, people knew these people are not going to qualify, and then people like just praying like somehow they'll win these matches, which never happened. And in the end, they won a couple of matches, and then Punjab kept getting worse, and Rajasthan Royals kept getting worse and worse. So it just happened. And I'm going to pick RCB for the first match. It will be this is something Virat Kohli probably needs. But anything is possible. But I'm going to pick RCB for the first match, and that I can't change. I will not change that.
I'll also pick RCB because I just think it'll be slow start for Mumbai. Rohit Sharma. Rohit Sharma. It doesn't matter in Mumbai Indians. Doesn't matter if Rohit Sharma scores because they have so many players. But I just feel Bumrah is also coming back from his long marriage, so.
My God, all these people keep getting married. Chahal got married as well or something?
He got married earlier, but what Bumrah went through was like a marathon. So I just...
Yeah, but Bumrah, what is the plan like? So he doesn't have to invite all these players, so he does it in the middle of the series. He's like, so I don't have to invite all these fuckers. Also because of COVID, I don't invite anybody. That was amazing. Like because nobody went, right? Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, nobody went for his wedding. Because you can't go because they're playing and they're in bubble, so you can't even walk out. Like see, normal circumstances also, it would be very stupid to do that. Because in the middle of it, what do you start eating like a halwai there, right? So you have to take care of yourself. But now you can't even go out. So he was like, this is the perfect time. I don't have to invite anybody. And I'm sure he must have good relations with people. And also, we are a very class-based system. So, if Virat Kohli is your captain for like long time, he's going to stay your captain. And Rohit Sharma and all, you have to call these people.
Yeah.
It won't be surprising that people will change their dates so to accommodate these people can come in. I mean, think about Abhishek Bachchan and all these people. They will try to accommodate everybody.
Correct.
But then this guy was like a smart pants man. He was like, nah, I'll just take them out to CCD. So, and use some coupons. Buy one. Or maybe Chayos has a lot of offers. So like these people will do that. So, but it worked out very well for him. It was like, he was like, I'm not Priyanka Chopra, that kind of stuff. So having weddings at like 68 places. Yeah, but I think it was responsible also in part. I'm not sure he was thinking about that specifically, but I think they probably wanted a low-key wedding and they said, let's go for it before the IPL starts, actually, now that we think of it. So, because the IPL is a big money and also...
Yeah, you can't have a wedding during IPL.
You can't have a wedding during IPL. IPL is itself a 2-month wedding.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have more weddings. This is the grandest wedding in cricket. And your wedding will just get missed out.
And I don't know whether you know, but right now there's a series happening between Pakistan and South Africa. And it's at 1-1. The third match is going to happen.
Yes.
I don't know when. But 5 of the most experienced South African players have left the team and come to India to join IPL. So,
when did they leave? Just now?
So
like after second one day? Like including Quinton de Kock?
Yeah, Quinton de Kock, Ngidi, not Ngidi. What's his name? Yeah, Ngidi, right. And Rabada has also left, I think, and Miller has left.
Faf du Plessis. I'm not even sure if Faf du Plessis is playing.
Du Plessis is not playing, but Rabada has left.
And that funky name, Van de Goosen, did he get selected?
I don't know. Miller left. I know about 4 people. But
Miller left. Oh, so everybody has to leave. So it's okay. So they were expecting to beat them 2-0, but then with South Africa, they don't win anything these days. So there's no team unity. But I was reading more about Fakhar Zaman scoring like 193. That fucker had actually fucked us long time ago. I remember that guy. And but the more talk is about his run out. And which Quinton de Kock did very, very well. But one thing I really liked, see, all the Pakistanis, all the people will be like complaining and all the softies and all. But I thought that was really fucking smart.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was bloody smart because he must have played, because he did not fool the fielder, right? The fielder must know what he's doing, right? Otherwise, he's saying throw there. The fielder is not throw. That means they've trained for this thing.
Yeah.
That means they're testing out this thing. He's probably giving them cues. And one thing I liked about it is that I just read that Fakhar Zaman, when they asked Fakhar, he said, no, it's my fault. It's not his fault. He just said it's not his fault. I'm going to blame him. I am supposed to run. I kind of stopped.
And I was watching the other batsmen.
I turned back. Yeah. He said that's why I didn't read the whole thing, but everybody was complaining. So when Fakhar said, I'm not blaming him, it's my fault. I got run out, and there's no point blaming him for that. So which I really liked, because then a lot of time people say, he's just distracting you, but he didn't say anything. Like, you should have stopped in the first place. What the hell was that about? Because I watched it like live, and I was like, it looked fine to me.
Yeah.
He was like, he just stopped. Why did you stop? You just run. You do your thing.
Yeah,
it
looked fine.
Don't worry about the other people.
It
was fine.
You are in the middle, right? You have to be aware where the ball is coming. It's not anyone's fault, whatever everyone is saying. It's just all the drama which has happened after that. I mean, drama outside of the cricket. No, I don't think anybody questioned that. Anybody from both the teams said anything, but just outside.
It's just a fuckers. See, you have to understand the time, right? He was on 193 and everybody's complaining. But if somebody was on 1, imagine you're running and somebody said throw the ball there, and then the other person does not throw the ball there and you get run out. Is it the other person's fault?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? So when the keeper says throw it to me and the people keep throwing it to the non-striker, so what happens then? So you suddenly you're like, oh no, batsman, no, you told him, so I have to be run out now, but he didn't listen to you, but I have to be run out. Let me go. Let me go. I'll go. I'm out. Well, I don't understand this thing, because I watched like in full speed and looked perfectly fine. It was like, that was like Very weird smart. The fact is, why are you stopping? Like, no, he didn't ask you to stop. He didn't block your way. He didn't even talk to you.
The rule says
he
that
just said something and you
cannot
just
block.
stopped. You just got distracted. You got distracted. And because if you were there, you just run. And he was just like, because he was calling, so he just got distracted. He just looked back and he was like, what the fuck? He just got run out. But yeah, Fakhr himself said it's not his fault. It's just like, I shouldn't have just turned around. So that just doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I like that part. Even like all the singers over like internet singers like Momima or something who sung one song with Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan's that other guy. So yeah, she was also writing and everybody's writing everywhere. I was like, okay, everybody has an opinion. Like, but yeah, I think that guy played really, really well because Pakistan was nowhere. But that guy just, because that's the thing with this guy, like he doesn't score, but he scores, he just gets on a roll. So that was very nice. And I really liked his attitude at the end. He didn't blame other people. Not like Virat Kohli, but I'm really looking forward to Sundar and Chahal coming up against Rohit Sharma and for the toss. Let's see how that works out. But anyway, it doesn't really matter in IPL toss. Whoever wins, they're like, oh, they will beat you, we will field. And then they lose. And then like, only David Warner is like, no, I don't give a shit about Dew, right? So that will work out. Let's see. IPL is starting very soon. We'll do another one as well. If you're still listening, like and subscribe. And anybody who's like cows, dogs, animals, or even COVID patients, we are very open, and even homosexual and transgenders and everybody. So we are not feminists, but we are also not very woke.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody's welcome to come board. All right. On that note, take care. This is me. This is Gav, and this is Bikram. And have a good evening. We'll see you at the IPL.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.